9th, 2023 meeting, the Springfield Board of License Commissioners at 5:33 PM on Zoom. Commissioners Cade, Espinosa, Ramirez, and Signator are present. Commissioner D'Angelo Antonio has not joined us yet. First order of business is approval of the minutes of the hearing of July 26, 2023. Has everyone had an opportunity to review the minutes?
Yes.
John? Yes, you're on mute too, you know. Rosa, yes? Okay. I will make a motion then to approve the minutes of the hearing of July 26, 2023. Do I have a second?
Second. Oh, sorry.
Commissioner Cade,
Yes.
Commissioner Espinosa, Commissioner Ramirez,
Yes.
Commissioner Signature, yes, thank you. First item on the agenda is an informational hearing for a one-day beer and wine liquor license. Beer and wine license for Los Muchachos located at 436 Boston Road, and Darlene Soriano is the event planner. This is for that Saturday, August 19th from 9 PM to midnight, then going into August 20th, midnight to 1 AM. Mr. Soriano is gone. He was here. Oh, he's here. Mr. Soriano, your iPhone is muted. Okay.
Like we have some technical difficulties today.
Do we go to the next one until he figures this out?
Hello?
There you go.
There you go. Sorry, we're having some difficulties here.
Okay, tell us about your event, please.
Okay, so my name's Virginia Leonor. I'm translating for Darlene Soriano. He's here with me. I don't know if you can see him or not on the camera.
Can't see anybody on a camera. Do you have your camera on?
Yeah, I don't know. It's where I've been trying to get it on. I'm not sure why it's not working, but he's here. Basically, he's having a family event. It's like a birthday party. We're gonna have like karaoke, stuff like that. So he was just wondering if he can get a one-day liquor license so that he doesn't have, any problems in the establishment. So nothing happens. He has everything all set by the rules with you guys. So it's like I said, it's a family party, it's a private event.
I want to recognize the Commissioner D'Angelo Antonio has joined the meeting. Is how many people are you going to have at this meeting, at this event?
Probablemente como alguna 35 por ahí. Like.
About 35 people.
Your application says you're inviting people via social media. How do you know that you're not going to have more than 30 to 40 people at this event?
No, he did his thing through social media, but he invited the 35 people through social media.
You know what the capacity of your facility is?
¿Cuál es la capacidad del lugar donde tú vas a tener eso?
La capacidad más o menos es como, yo lo medí como alguna 50 por ahí.
¿Como cuántas personas pueden caber en el lugar?
Como algunas 55, 60.
He said it's about.
Cuando lo midieron, tú dices el arquitecto que lo midió.
He said when they measured it, they said between 55 and 60 people.
Say that again. How many?
Between 55 and 60 people.
Is that on your inspection certificate from the building department?
Yes.
55 to 60.
Yes.
Is there anybody who has received their tip certification yet?
I'm actually gonna let one of the servers from the Souk Hookah Lounge. I own the Souk Hookah Lounge. I'm letting one of the girls from the Souk go over there and help him. She's tip certified. I'm tip certified.
So are minors gonna be allowed here, or is this all adults?
No, it's all adults.
So somebody is going to be verifying that everyone who's entering is of age?
Correct.
Commissioners, questions?
I have a question. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yay.
yay.
Thank you for your patience. Did you say, what did you say was, you're what, the manager at La Suc?
I own the souk. I was at the, my name is Virginia Leonor. You guys saw me like a week ago where we did the change of manager for Genesis.
Okay,
So since I already went through the process, I've kind of been helping him a little bit, letting him know, kind of like the proper channels that he has to go to. And I did let him know, you have to have someone there that's tip certified. You have to have someone there that makes sure that there's no minors. Make sure that, the capacity. I already kind of spoke to him about all the stuff that he needs to go through. And I will be there, so.
okay, and, you said that the number, the capacity is on the certificate from the city.
El número está en el certificado de la ciudad, ¿verdad? Que dice 60 personas.
Los bomberos fue que fue los fire, fue que
Sí, ese es el certificado, yeah.
So it is on the certificate.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I don't have any other questions for now.
Anybody else?
No,
Okay.
I'm sorry, I do, Virginia, so you said that you're helping him. What happened with his attorney?
No, he still has his attorney. What I mean is like, I've been guiding him along with Steve just to kind of tell him like, this is the kind of application that you need, tip certification, stuff like that. Cause like I said, I have to translate for them. He doesn't speak a lot of English. So I'm kind of like the middleman between him and Steve.
Okay.
So Steve is still helping him with everything. And just whatever I know that I had to go through with the stuff with La Suc, I kind of explained to him, like, when I was getting my stuff for La Suc, I had to do this, and that. Steve helped me with this. And it's just in between the both of us, we've been helping him.
Okay. I'm all set with my question.
Well, I thought after that last disastrous report we had of everything that was going on at the premises here, we were not going to see any kind of license application until Attorney Riley submitted it. And he was going to be under they were going to be under his guidance as to how to become a real liquor license and follow the rules. So I'm surprised to see now a one-day license being applied for before the annual license is submitted by Attorney Riley. And I say that I have to say I'm not comfortable with this. So anybody else have any thoughts?
Well, I'm not comfortable myself, because, I mean, he, last time that we met, and even the time before, he just was not getting it. He wasn't sure as to what he was doing. And, I find that to be a concern, and even a liability. But that's just me.
Anybody else with anything? No. I would make a motion then to deny this one-day beer and wine license for Los Muchachos until we can get Attorney Riley on board with them.
Okay.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Well, you're running the meeting now, Rosa, so
Is there a second?
turn it over to you.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
Second.
No second.
Second.
Oh, you seconded it. Okay, Commissioner Cade?
No.
Commissioner Singleton?
Yes.
Commissioner D'Angelo Antonio?
I'm going to abstain. I was having trouble logging on. That's the reason why I'm late. So I'm going to abstain because I came in on the conversation and wasn't privy to the first part of it.
Okay. Commissioner Ramirez?
no,
Commissioner Espinosa? Yes.
We're tied.
Can we get a clarification on what the difference between the no vote and the yes vote? Are you voting no on issuing the 1 day, or are you voting no on what does the no mean? I know no means no, but what does the no mean in
I understand. Yeah, I no is like I'm not agreeing with it. So no.
Right, because Peter's motion was that he was against it, so I'm saying no to his motion.
Gotcha.
Okay, and John, you're saying no to the motion.
No, I'm actually
Are you agreeing with Peter and I?
yes.
Oh,
Okay,
all right. So,
Sorry about that. I just
okay. Okay, then, the no's, the yes have it,
the license,
we,
Have a majority.
we deny the, 1 day.
correct.
Okay,
Okay.
All right.
Thank you so much for your time.
okay. Thank you. Have a good night.
You too.
Second item on the agenda is Kai and Eli Food for the Soul located at 882 Sumner Avenue. Melvin Lockett, manager of record. They're here for a change of hours from 8 p.m. closing on Friday and Saturday to 4 a.m. closing. Melvin?
Yes. Was it once a month?
We can barely hear you.
Can't hear you.
can you guys hear us now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes,
can
we
you-
can hear you.
Okay, I'm sorry, I was muted. So yeah, so pretty much we want to make it a little bit more clear. So it'll be the last Friday of every month. Pretty much what we do is we just serve food. We don't have a liquor license. So pretty much it's just we have like a DJ come in and play music. Our capacity is about 50 people. This month is our 9th year in business. And we want to just make sure we wanted to file to be able to have it every month, last Friday. Right now, I understand we do owe some taxes, so we can have that paid by Monday. We just want to know if we're going to be able to, once that's paid, if it's okay and we get approved.
Oh, there was a lot there in that one sentence. So this is a request to stay open until 4 a.m. on the last Friday of every month.
Yes, please.
And the other Fridays will be 8 p.m. like normal.
Yes.
Is there a reason you have to be open till 4 a.m. and not
So-
midnight?
so-
What if we said midnight?
Yeah, so pretty much what it is because we don't serve alcohol. So what we do is food. So pretty much like for example, like Denny's. Denny's get a surge in dining on days like that. Later people are typically out more at that time on like a Friday. After they went out, had a few drinks, cocktails, they want to go get to eat. This is, if you notice, like Denny's and IHOP, places that stay open late night, they get a rush of people from midnight in between 3 a.m. because typically that's when some people are winding down their nights. They want to go have a drink. Have a meal before they go home. So that's pretty much why we want to stay open till 4. Once like all the bars and everything close, we'll be able to take advantage of other restaurants not being open that late.
So I have a question, Melvin. Will you have security between those hours?
Yes.
A security company or somebody that you know?
We have a company.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's just a company. They send out like 3 security guards. They have 2 at the door, 1 male, 1 female, and then there's another one on the inside.
Okay. You indicated that you will have DJ playing music. What time would that terminate?
It'll be throughout the entire time. It wouldn't be like a an absurd amount of like loudness of music. We have a very good reputation with our neighbors. This is this August, the end of this August will be our 9th year here. So last month we weren't aware about the difference in the in the licensing and so on and so forth. So we did like have like some people here later, and I wasn't aware of that. But we never had a complaint. We've never had anything. Never been an issue with us.
But you've only been open till 4 a.m. that one night, correct?
Yeah.
Normally, for the last 9 years, it's been 8 p.m.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
And with the way our restaurant is set up, we're like in a mini strip mall, not strip mall, but just like a little. It's like there's no houses right across, like directly across street is jewelry exchange, and then there's a parking lot, then there's a house. So
Yeah.
like
You have a house right next door to you.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's us, then you have like a little bit of a distance, then a parking lot, then the house. It's not like they're right on top of us.
Well, they're pretty close. There's like one car length between the two of you. I lived in Forest Park for 30 years, so I'm kind of familiar with this.
Yeah, so I think you're talking about to the right of us, and then there's a field, and then there's the old train
No,
track.
no. I mean, Mrs. Pellegrino's house right next door to you.
Yeah, after the parking lot.
I'm talking about, yeah.
Yeah, we're in the middle, so it's us, and then there's another couple, then there's a parking lot, then her house.
Got a point of question. Is there an entertainment license that is required?
I
Or
was told that it was.
in reference to the DJ. I'm
Is
asking the other commissioners here now.
They would need entertainment license to offer entertainment, and then they would need the late night entertainment permit to go from 1 to 2. I'm not aware of any entertainment permits after 2 a.m.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Oh, I know typically it ends at entertainment permits end at 1 a.m. and then there's a special permit from 1 to 2 a.m. and that's typically where they submit the security plans. So after 2 a.m., I'm not even sure that exists within the city. I'm not aware of any.
Yeah, so pretty much basically what we're trying to do is something like what a Denny's would do. You know, we're not serving alcohol, and there's going to be music playing like Denny's have music playing as people are eating. So that's basically what we're trying to do. We're not trying to have like a club. We just want to be able to serve food. And I was told since there's going to be music playing that we had to have some type of entertainment permit. But it's not like we're trying to be a club, and we're just trying to provide another place for people to be able to eat during those hours.
But Melvin, if I may, I think that by adding the DJ afterwards, I think you're creating a little bit of a problem for yourself because people will see it as, a continuation of the clubbing. It's what I think. I mean, when you talk about Denny's didn't have a DJ, at least I don't think. If anything, they had overhead music, not too loud. People were still able to hear each other talking and so on. So I think that if you were to have a DJ, to have it, like the overhead music, then I think it would be a waste of your money to have a DJ. And that to me, that's going to create, the atmosphere where people are just gonna, be in that space. And, how many people are you going to have in that space? Is it going to be over capacity? How are you going to monitor that? I mean, I understand you're going to have security, but I don't know.
No, so pretty much what we're looking to do is, like, as far as the DJ, it's just basically to set an ambiance. We're not looking to have the music blaring. We want to have someone who could be in here mixing on demand, different, it wouldn't be like a blaring thing. Like I said, we're just really trying to be able to serve food to be a place where people can come and buy food after those hours. Or is it like chicken, they're open late night. We're trying to be something like that. That like I think Kennedy's is another good example. I'm not sure if they have overhead music playing, but that was it. It wasn't like we just wanted to be able to have that, be able to provide that. We're not looking to provide like a club experience where that's not it at all.
Now, you said the capacity is 50 people?
Yes,
Is that sitting or standing?
That's sitting.
Sitting. Okay.
Why the last Friday of the month?
So pretty much what it is like it's a thing. We want to make it a thing where people can like kind of look forward to. We don't want to over drown in and then be because we don't serve alcohol. We're not this type of a place where people just, when you have alcohol being served, people frequent with it more often. In our case, we want to make it somewhere where it's like, okay, I remember I went there on the last Friday. It was really good. And that's it. We just want to become like a niche thing, something like a sort of like a small niche thing that people will know, not in particular as far as like becoming some type of club event. And that's until we do want to get our liquor license, but that's like down the line.
I feel that there might be a problem, like every one of my fellow commissioners are saying, of the 2 to 4. I think there's something there that entertainment license or whatever, it's going to be some type of block there. So
what would we have to do
I think what we need to do is get more of a clarification if that something is allowed from 2 to 4 or whatever. Denny's, whatever. I still think there's something there. Mr. Poe, is there anything that we can try to find out or anything? If that's such a thing?
Yeah, there's another restaurant on State Street, Try Me Too. They actually went and got theirs to be able to stay open, and they were approved to stay open for until 6 a.m.
The only problem is Try Me did not have a live DJ. I remember when we did that, but they didn't have live music to 4 or 6. I think the problem is I don't have a problem with you staying open to 4 a.m. for food service, but as Barry indicated, that perhaps the latest you could have music is 2 a.m.
And we're open to just not having a DJ stop at 2 a.m. and having overhead low music playing. That's no problem. If that's what's going to hold us from getting this, we don't have no problem with that. We just didn't know that was a thing to where it will hold us up. Like, if you have a DJ, then it's a whole nother thing. If having a DJ after 2 is stopping us, then that's no problem. We can have the DJ stop at 2 a.m.
Commissioner Ramirez, I believe that's the question.
John, you have a question?
No. I'm sorry. No.
Okay.
We have a representative from the Forest Park Civic Association in the Zoom. Ms. Hetzel, would you like to comment on this?
Well, I only speak for myself at the moment. Let me just get myself back. Yeah, there we are. I'm just I sort of an observer right now. I don't think you, Melvin, I don't think you've come before the Civic Association, the neighborhood organization at all to discuss these changes in your business? No? No,
I wasn't aware that that was something I needed to do, or that was aware. My apologies.
No. It's I think we all benefit from hearing how businesses want to run or look to run or are running at the moment. 4 a.m. seems, for that particular area, seems a bit of a stretch. I mean, it is a little, business area, but there are residential properties and multiple, 2-family, 3-family houses all along Sumner Avenue. The other issue is parking. If you're staying open till 4 o'clock and you're waiting, you anticipate people coming because you're the only act in the area. Is there adequate parking? Will there be parking all over the place?
There is adequate parking.
Okay.
We do the little stores that we have a parking lot to the side. Wraps all the way around to the back of the building. Also, we don't see us flowing over like that. But if we were, we have a relationship with Jewelry Exchange directly across the street, who has a full parking lot. I've had like a funeral reception here before, and it was a lot of people, and we've had to use this parking lot before, and we have a great relationship with them. So I really don't see that happening though.
Okay. The other thing that you mentioned in your opening statement was something about taxes.
Yes, so I'm aware there are, we had got on some tax that does have to be paid, which we didn't receive a bill for it. I just found out about them today. But we can have them taken care of by Monday. That's no problem.
Oh, okay.
I know these typical meetings aren't like weekly. So I just wanted to make sure we can be heard. And basically, for example, say if you guys do allow us to be open and we have to shut the DJ down at 2 and we come to some type of agreement, and it'll be upon us paying those taxes on Monday. You know what I mean? Like saying like, okay, we approve, but if you guys don't pay it on Monday, then it won't.
Well, you're in a tax payment plan, and I wrote the plan, so I know that you're in a plan because I wrote it. But and on that plan, you should have a copy of the plan, and you're supposed to be making monthly payments, and you're 3 months behind. You're aware of that.
Well, I just became aware of that, but yes.
Okay.
And
well, you're supposed to look at that plan and make your payment every month.
So that's the thing, and I don't want to step on anyone's toes or anything. When the plan we did get the plan, but we never received like what it was going to be and how much it was going to be and when it was due every month. I do take responsibility for that, and I could have been more on top of it to find this stuff out myself, but no, we didn't. We've never received a copy of what the actual plan is. We just went, paid it, and received a receipt.
Well, someone signed it and we gave that person a copy, but if you come in on Monday and come current on your payments, we can give you another copy of the plan.
Thank you, Mr. Peter.
Yeah.
May I ask just one more question of the commission? I guess I'm a little confused, and just for my clarification, because there's no liquor license involved, do you give the entertainment license, or is that the mayor's office?
Mayor's
How does that
office.
work?
The mayor's office.
The mayor's office. Okay. All right. Thank you.
So our discussion of the entertainment license really is, that's in the mayor's purview. If he wants to issue an entertainment license to 4 a.m. and we're telling them they have to close at 2 or whatever, I don't know how that would work. But we don't issue the entertainment license.
The thing with like, I feel like with closing at 2 with other places, they take advantage of it because they serve alcohol. They can close at 2. Other places like us and Kennedy's and Denny's, we can take advantage of people being a restaurant where people can eat at after 2 a.m. Most restaurants are closed after 2 a.m. Once people get out of that time, this is why places like Denny's, if you are out at that time, their parking lot is full because there's not many other options at that time. So we just want to be able to provide another option. I feel like the last one we did last month was great. We had no noise complaints. I know you guys were saying how we have a few probably across the street and other houses around, but like I've said, we haven't had any issues. If we were to get an issue or anything, I feel like that's something that and we will address right away. But I feel like for that to be something to hold us up, I don't think we should do that because we've never had an issue before. And that's like, we are in a business zone.
Well, Denny's is on Boston Road and it's surrounded by other commercial properties. You don't have people living next door to Denny's. So it's a little different situation here.
No, and I understand that. I feel like if we can at least try it, if you try it, and then if you guys were to get some type of complaint from the city, they'd be like, okay, it doesn't work. We had neighbors complaining, but we didn't have no issue. And then when we're here, you can stand across the street at Jewelry Exchange and you don't hear noise. You don't hear. It's not like we're going to have the music blaring. Everyone's going to be inside the restaurant, sitting down.
People make noise when they leave, though.
No, I understand.
Car doors slamming, radios going on, people yelling, hey, good night to each other. And those voices carry, especially in the summer, and they become very annoying.
No, and I completely understand. That's why we will have security. We'll definitely have security to make sure these things aren't going on. And I feel like we can at least try it. Like we're predicting something that's going to happen that hasn't even happened.
We're in this business, Melvin, and we've been doing this a long time, and we've seen it. We've seen it happen elsewhere. So we're trying to avoid a problem.
I understand that.
So Melvin, one of my concerns is, for example, so you have 2 security at the door, right? But then you're also mentioning how you have the parking on the side and it goes around the back of the property, correct?
Yes. And we have a company, so if we need more security and have someone in the parking lot as well, we can do that. It's not like
Yeah, because one of my concerns is that, one, if you're already at capacity and you have people still waiting, what are they going to do during that time? Are we guaranteed that they're going to stay in their vehicle and behave until it's time to come inside? Or are they going to, blare their music, hang out until, is there time to come inside? The same thing as leaving, if when they're leaving, what's going to happen. So I think that if given that opportunity, that you should consider having, security in that parking lot as well, so that doesn't happen.
No, absolutely. I feel like if we were given opportunity, we're going to do everything to protect it. So we would have someone in the parking lot, making sure people aren't blaring music, hanging out. If it's over capacity and they don't want to wait inside their car, they can't be hanging out in front of the place. They will have to just leave. We will have someone out there making sure that this is an opportunity that granted, we will protect the opportunity. We've been here for, like I said, this is our 9th year. We recently remodeled. This is another level of our business. We want to add to our business to be able to continue to grow.
So Melvin, between the hours of 2 and 4, is that sit-in or takeout?
That'll be it'll be both.
Okay. Because there are some people, normally what they do is give an opportunity for people to order their meal and maybe give them 15 minutes to eat, 20 minutes to eat, and then they have some kind of time period. They just can't sit there all night.
We would definitely take that into, we can make that part of our plan moving forward. Absolutely, that's no problem. I've been to plenty of restaurants where they have a seating limit, so I understand what you mean.
Okay.
Any other questions from the commissioners?
Are your patrons are you doing BYOB? Your patrons bringing in their own alcohol? No, because I heard otherwise.
No,
the last event paid.
No, not at that time. Before, we're like during the day, but after hours, we're we signed our paperwork to be BYOB, and we pulled all that stuff to be BYOB until our normal hours were 8 o'clock. On the last Friday, no.
So do you have BYOB right now, a BYOB license? You do?
Yes.
Oh.
They do not. They don't. I checked with the licensing department, only because an officer on the midnight shift went there on July 29th, which would have been a Saturday morning at 2:46. That officer approached me later, concerned about the closing time. He thought the restaurant license had been altered because typically we don't issue licenses till 4 a.m. He also told me there was alcohol present and they said they had a BYOB, which he couldn't confirm at the time. I reached out to Anna on licensing, who told me they had extended the hours till 4 a.m. and that there was no BYOB permit for them.
So if there's not a BYOP, then we're just might not be updated. But we've always, from day one, when we first started 9 years ago, filled out, paid our stuff to have BYOB. And this particular officer, he has he has something personal with someone that, I don't know, it's someone that attends or whatever, because when he told me that he had a complaint, when I asked him about the complaint, he couldn't tell me about the complaint. Then he called another officer over his cell phone to come pull up to the place with him. I don't know what it is with this particular officer, why he does that. We've never, like, there's hasn't been a call-in complaint. There, none of that. Like you said, he asked you about the restaurant stuff to see if, because he was like, oh, restaurants are supposed to close at 2. But when he pulled up on us, he pulled up on us as, oh, we're getting complaints, which was a complete lie.
But Melvin, do you happen to have the BYOB license, physical license?
I can get it and show you a copy. I have to get it, but yes, I can get it and show you a copy. We have, and it's pretty old, and I may have to re-updo it or something. I'm not sure, but we did have, at a point in time, have our BYOB.
It's issued every year.
Okay,
Right.
so I have to update it then, yes, for sure.
So you're saying that 9 years ago you applied for one and you were given one and you didn't renew it since?
No, it probably wasn't 9 years ago, probably, because we didn't get it our first, probably like a good 4 years ago, yes.
But you didn't renew it afterwards?
No, I haven't, so I can't renew. It's a matter.
So technically you do not have a BYOB?
Okay, no, I'm not, no.
Okay. Any other questions?
With coming down there, filling out the proper paperwork and paying the what we have to pay to be able to have it.
Hey, Melvin, did you ever know that you had to renew every year?
No, I didn't know it was an every year thing.
So
but I take responsibility of that being my negligence on it, and I apologize for that.
Okay.
When we started with Try Me Too, I believe we started them with like a midnight closing, and we gave them till like 6 months or something, and then we went to like 1 and then like 2. We gave them a stepped later closing to make sure that everything worked well there. And I
feel like
I just mentioned that we may want to approach this the same way.
Okay, I personally feel like Try Me Too area is more in this area over here isn't as active as Try Me Too area as far as like just with crime and so on and so forth. I think that I understood that in that area. Over here, this is really not that at all.
Yeah. And we'd like to keep it that way.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why I want to take the precautions, having security here, having security in the parking lot, having security inside, having security at the door, a very much security presence.
I think to Melvin, the difference, I understand exactly what you're saying, but what Try Me Too is that they don't have, I mean, aside of the buildings on the other side, there aren't any homes around that area. And we're not saying no to you. What we're saying is we can try the same thing that we tried with Try Me Too, which was to do it in steps.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what Commissioner Senator was suggesting.
I'm looking at, just FYI, I'm looking at the GIS here now, and the Mrs. Poliak's house is 50 feet away, and we have a house on Wayne Street that looks like it's 62 feet away. So it's a different situation here than on State Street or Boston Road. I mean, this is,
I'm literally at the restaurant right now. I can step outside and show you, because I feel like when on paper it kind of doesn't justify. It's pretty a significant amount of space. And last month when we were here till almost 3:30, 4 a.m. last month, and we had no complaints at all. We just had this one cop who rode by who seen people and then came by. We didn't have any complaints, not one. And it was great. It was peaceful.
did you have a DJ?
Yes. We had a DJ. It was great. We had no issues at all. It was very smooth. The cop, he came. And then once he came, I talked to him. I told him I was going to, because he started, we're getting this complaint. So I've asked him about the complaint. Okay, who's the complaint? What happened? There was no real complaint. He didn't radio over the phone for another cop to come. He called another cop on his cell phone to come. Then once the other cops came and they were like, okay, what? And then they just left. And then we dispersed on our own probably 30 minutes after that. So it wasn't a thing where he came and it was like an issue and he told everyone that they had to leave. Like he came, seen what was going on, and then that was it. We've never had a complaint. Like I said, this will be our 9th year. We have a great reputation with our neighbors. We don't have an issue at all.
But it only takes one time, Melvin, for something to happen. And, the more you keep explaining, what you have been doing, I don't know about other commissioners, but all these violations keep popping up, and at least we're not entertaining that right now. So because, you are admitting to, you had the BYOB, although you didn't have a license. You did stay open, although you didn't have, you had the DJ without the late entertainment license, and so on. So we do understand that sometimes, we're so busy, life happens, and things do happen, and sometimes we oversee, what we're supposed to be doing. But I think I'm hearing, that perhaps we can, try and do this in steps.
I feel like we're not gonna see, if we do it in step, we're not going to see the extra growth in our business from till 12 a.m. We're not, people, it's Friday. People are going to places that serve alcohol. Where we're trying to take advantage is when all these other places close, a place for us to be able to still be open and food. And that's when people are looking for food. They're looking for food from 1 to 4 a.m. They're looking for food at 12. They're still at a bar that serves alcohol. We want to be able to get people that leaves the bar and leave other places they may have been hanging out, consuming alcohol, so that wants to go somewhere and eat. As I say, with places like Denny's or even Kennedy's Fried Chicken downtown, they stay open well after 2. So I want to be able to do those type of things that they are doing.
So the reason, Melvin, that you were trying to increase your hours is because of perhaps the lack of revenue, or you're trying to increase your bottom line?
Yes. Mm-hmm. So that's what we like to do. We would like to, because we don't have our liquor license right now. So for us to we stay open till 12, then it's like, we're just going to get trickling. But if we stay open to a significant hour, like 3 or 4, then we're going to be able to get people who left those places that closed, and then they can come in and order food. Like last month, it was great. We got a rush of people from in between 1:30 till 3:30. The cop pulled up. He seen everyone was peaceful. He asked me about it. I showed him the paperwork that I had received last month, and then he pulled off and left.
What paperwork did you have from last month?
We had we got our to be able to open later, of the change of hours. We went to go to do a change of hours. I wasn't aware of the fact that since it's a DJ and then we put it in, they were like, okay, now you have to do an entertainment because of a DJ and so on and so forth. But I did go out last month to change the hours to be able to open until 4.
Change of hours was approved in the License Commission office without a hearing before the board. So we were not aware
Okay.
that this was, Commissioner Ramirez, that's what happened. So I think what you're saying is that you're trying to attract the people who have been out drinking in bars, who are now hungry and don't want to go home. They want something to eat. And I'm not exactly sure that's something we want to attract to the heart of East Forest Park at 2 o'clock in the morning, is people who are half in the bag and hungry. It sounds counterintuitive to a quiet neighborhood.
Mm-hmm. And I understand that. And when we did it last month, it wasn't loud. It wasn't rambunctious. It's very controlled. Everyone's on the inside. We have security. We didn't have any people hanging around. We will hire even more security. There's no way. There wasn't no noise complaints. There wasn't any complaints at all. Not one. Which is
Again, do you have an entertainment license, or you do not have an entertainment license? No. You don't. Oh boy. Okay.
I thought that's what this hearing is about right now.
No, it's not.
No. This hearing, the entertainment license, you have to request that from the mayor's office. And you're here today because of the change of hours and your request to stay open until 4 a.m.
Okay.
You're a clarification on the BYOB. If you apply for that, you're saying that the BYOB is going to end at the normal closing time of 8 p.m.
Yes.
At what time?
8 p.m.
Okay.
Any other questions from the commissioners?
I don't have a question, but just for a debate. I know that we indicated that we were going to do the same thing, basically, as we did for Try Me Restaurant. And I know that we had graduated steps for them. I know that Time Eli's has been open for almost 9 years now, 8 to 9 years. So I would love to for him to continue being open. But I would think that my cutoff time would be in a graduated step would be 2 o'clock a.m. And I know that I'm not concerned about, after 2. I know there are a number of people who would probably leave clubs and want to get something to eat. But in a graduated step, I would go to 2 first before I would extend it to 4.
Instead of midnight?
Yes.
Okay. Anyone else?
Yeah, there's just two loose ends that aren't tied up yet. We've got to get a handle on licenses. I agree with Commissioner Cade as far as let's do this in steps.
Okay.
I think going from 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. is a large jump. I would stick with 8 p.m. to midnight, maybe till. This is only one night a month, so till January, and see how this is working out, and then consider going 1 to 1 or 2. And I think we should have a hearing on the BYOB license before that's issued. And our next meeting is on the 23rd, so we do have an opportunity to do that, because Melvin, your next event will be the 25th.
25th, yeah.
Commissioner Signature, the only issue is there's not been an application made for the BYOB as of yet.
I can put that in so it's early as tomorrow.
I would suggest that we schedule it for the 23rd. based on, you know, what the application is, if that's going to be the issue.
And is
And
there
that's for the BYOB.
is there a way that on the 23rd, if I was to get some type of petition signed from my neighbors, and we can discuss the hours again on the 23rd? If I can get some type of petition and show that, because I have a great relationship with our neighbors here. And last month was phenomenal, and I just feel like that's when we're going to be able to actually see a jump in revenue. We're not people. If you're drinking downtown Springfield, Forest Park is a significant, not super significant, but it's a pretty good drive to where we are from downtown. So if you can soberly make it all the way over to us from over there, I don't think you're in a point where you're coming over here sloppy drunk to start trouble or anything.
So you're gonna sober up between downtown and.
No, I'm not saying it like that. I'm not. I just feel like the way we market, the type of crowd we bring, it's not that. We're not a club. We're not. We serve soul food. It's heavier food. It's chicken wings and mac and cheese and stuff. It's not some type of like bar or club. That's not what we're trying to get at all. We just want to be a place where people can come get good food between those hours. That's it. They don't necessarily got to be drunk people. We just want to be another option for people to eat at between those hours.
I also think, Melvin, that the DJ the DJ is going to bring you problems, because you bring these people that are in a partying mood, right? And they've had a few drinks and they come to your establishment, and now you have this great music, and now they want to dance, and they, want to stay a little bit longer, and so on and so forth. And I think you're not seeing what we're seeing. We hear this all the time. So, I don't know if you have really thought about what can this DJ do for you.
We had eliminated the DJ.
No, that's what I was saying. I was willing to eliminate the DJ from. Say if we were to put this together, and we'll eliminate the DJ at 2, and then so from 2 to 4 there'll just be food only. Like what I'm trying to do is just basically, like I said, have a place where people come and eat food. We're not serving alcohol. We're not going to be BYOB. Continue is just food.
So you want, what I'm hearing, I could be wrong, is that you would like the opportunity to get the support of your surrounding neighbors and bring that to us on the 23rd.
Absolutely.
Jane, is there an opportunity for Melvin to meet with at least the board members of the Forest Park Civic Association before the 23rd? You got muted there. If he's willing. I mean, we're not going to require that, but if it wouldn't hurt to have a chat with the Forest Park Civic Association and tell them what you want to do.
And absolutely, and I would like to actually invite them to have the meeting here at the restaurant, so they can be here in the restaurant and they can see what we're trying to provide.
I think that's an excellent idea.
Absolutely.
I agree.
You're off again, Jane.
She hit the button by mistake again.
Jane, you're muted.
There you go. Oh, you're muted now.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I can't tell you. I know we have a big election debate night on the 16th, so the schedule is kind of full. So I really say I don't think that would happen, but I can have a discussion with the president. I'm just here basically as an observer.
Right.
The one thing I would tell you, Melvin, that I've heard is maybe in your business plan, whatever, you need to pay more attention or learn more about what is required as far as licensing and permits and whatnot before you go forward. I mean, it's, there's you got a bunch of hurdles to go through.
Yes, and I'm willing to do everything I have to do to make sure.
Mhm.
there's no
Jane,
problem.
how could he be in contact with the board or somebody be in contact with him about maybe going there one evening, at least a couple of you, and seeing what the place looks like and what he's planning? How would that communication happen?
He can, I can talk to Beata Bolin, who's the president. And you can shoot me your contact information.
Absolutely, no problem.
I'll
Jane,
put
I will.
mine on a chat, on the chat. My email address.
Yes. Okay.
So is there a motion? I
Um,
mean, are we looking to continue?
Yeah, I would make a motion to continue this to August 23rd.
Is
Second,
there a second? Okay, Commissioner Cade,
Yes.
Commissioner Singleton,
Yes.
Commissioner D'Angelo Antonio,
yes.
Commissioner Ramirez,
yes.
Commissioner Espinosa, yes. Okay, Melvin, so, just try to get as much done as you can between now and the 23rd. So that, when you come back on the 23rd, you have a little bit more for us and, perhaps you can help us, bring you closer, than what you are right now.
Okay, no problem. I have everything ready, mapped out for you guys and everything.
All right, so you're gonna come to the office and become
Mon-
current on your taxes on
Yes.
Monday, because I'm out at UMass for the rest of the week. So if I'm not here, they should be able to help you, but I will be here on Monday.
Okay.
And you're gonna poll your neighbors and get their, now, we don't want to see people from, East Long Meadow. We want to see
No,
people
I-
right around you. And reach out to the East Forest Park Civic Association and apply for your BYOB.
Yes.
Okay, and we'll review the BYOB and your petition. If you could submit those to the commission office so they can make a PDF and forward it to us so that we can see it.
No problem.
Okay,
Melvin, in the past, people have gathered signatures. And usually signatures have been the customers, and customers don't live in the area. And I think that's where Commissioner Singleton was saying, when you're getting these signatures and you're getting people, just make sure they're your neighbors,
Yep.
okay?
I'll make sure to be very specific and put.
Okay,
all right.
well, thank you.
Okay.
Have
No
a good
problem.
night. We'll see you on
Thank
the
you.
23rd.
No problem. Thank you
Okay.
thank you.
Okay,
Good night.
Good night.
good night.
Okay, this was a pretty long meeting for 2 items.
Madam Chair, I have a question, just a comment.
Yes.
Basically, is that I didn't know that we needed a petition plus the agreement from the association, the Forest Park Association. Seems like a double whammy to me that you're doing two things. They represent the community, and so you're doing like petitions, and also you need input from the Forest Park Association. So
No, I think,
they represent the community.
right. Well, no, he said that he would get signatures.
Well, I
Volunteer.
think that he doesn't really know what he needs, basically, because we've never done this in the past.
No, but he's volunteering, so, the
Well, I
more
know, but he's
input he
volunteering
can
because
get.
he really don't know the steps.
No,
Well-
You can see that. I mean, everything is out of order. So I don't know if he needs somebody or an attorney to show him direction. But I know that we've never done this before.
Right, right. I think, I mean, from my point of view, he offered to do that, so I just wanted to help him so that, he understands that it should be his neighbors and not just his customers.
Yeah.
I remember a while back when the whole liquor store was gonna happen in that area, they did bring signatures and they did bring people, but they weren't residents of the area, the majority of them. So I just wanted to make sure that he doesn't.
I understand that. I do understand that, but you can tell that he doesn't know the right protocols and whatever it takes to do certain things. You know, you can see
Right.
that.
Right.
So that was the only thing he could offer at the time, to say, hey, can I get a petition? But this is definitely something we've never done.
Yeah.
And I know that it seems like different neighborhoods get different kind of focus or interest. We didn't do this for the Mason Square neighborhood.
They didn't volunteer.
No, but yet and still, you didn't take them through all of that. It's a whole different climate when we were talking about Mason Square.
I don't see that.
That's just my input.
I get what Commissioner Cade is saying, but also, Andrew, at least he's able to potentially get signatures if the Civic Association is not able to get them onto the agenda to be heard. The way I'm seeing it, at least I know he's willing to get some input and some signatures from his neighbors, but it might be something that if the Civic is not able to put them on the agenda, when it comes in front of us on the 23rd, at least he has those signatures if he wasn't able to get on the agenda with the Civic Association. I agree with you. I think he needs a little bit more guidance. I have a little question. I had a little question about the BYOB and where he's been open for 9 years, and he didn't know that he had to renew the thing every year, and he's been operating basically with invalid license. So I agree with you where he should be getting some type of representation to be help him going through this. It's the same thing like Los Muchachos we just got finished doing 45 minutes ago. And that person was clearly way out of left field with no one in the ballpark helping him. So I get it, and this is where I'm kind of conflicted a little bit. This whole situation with him.
Yeah, I know we've been on this in probably too much time, but there's something wrong with this.
I don't agree, Angel, with that. This is what we got to do. This is part of
Yeah,
our thing.
I understand.
We have to try to help. And
Yep. And you got a small business guy who's been there for 9 years trying to increase his revenue one Friday a month. That's all he's asking. He's not talking about every Friday.
And he did offer a security plan, a security detail.
Security plan, security in the parking lot. What else can you do?
Yeah. And I used to live up in that neighborhood. I can barely say maybe 4 streets away. So I understand. But the person did offer a security detail, stuff like that. If it doesn't work out, he's going to be in front of us and the appropriate action will be taken against him. So it's a two-edged sword thing, but we also got to help our people out there to establish their business and keep it going and stuff like that. Not handcuffing them and stuff like that. They're already going to get handcuffed if their situation goes awry, and we got Barry and his team to handle that situation.
That's correct.
That's what we pay our taxes for the police officers to do. So, and that's the job that they're applying to do. So we have to take that into the account also, that we can't be handcuffing everyone all the time. That's what all I have to say at that.
Thank you, Commissioner.
I just, one little question, I'll let you go. Do all the neighborhood councils, civic associations get your agenda every month or every meeting?
It's
Do
a
you
big
know?
distribution list. I'm not sure they're all getting it.
Because that might certainly help
The
more input from the neighborhoods.
the agenda is also publicly available and issued. So it's available for public view on the website as well.
Right. Yeah. I just one more, if there's another layer or another way of communicating with the neighborhoods, it would be helpful.
Well, I'm looking, Jane, I'm looking at the distribution list and I see Pine Point, Old Hill, New North, McKnight, Maple High, Sixth Corner, LeBroad. Does that still exist?
Oh, my God, I don't
Yeah.
even think that's still around.
Hungry Hill, Forest Park,
Okay.
Atwater, Aqua, 16 acres. I don't see East Forest Park on here, which is odd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just curious and I'll let you go, but thank you for
right.
letting me
Sure.
participate. Appreciate it.
Okay.
Have a good one.
Good night.
Good night.
Not,
Got one other question too in reference to just protocol. Is there a certain time for public input? And
New licenses, expansion of licenses are usually it. New managers, if they have input on the proposed new manager, which they never do, but
okay,
not a transfer of a license. Not on an expansion of premises, they would. That's
Okay.
change the location. That answer your question?
yeah, I just thought maybe the person who was here before, is there a certain time period because he was with the time that we were under discussion and everything else.
What person?
The person who just left from the Civic Association, Forest Park.
Jane?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what I'm asking. Is there a certain limit of to be with us, or she, for discussion? I know she could be on, but is there a certain amount of time that she could be there for discussion?
No,
Like if
we never
there's a
limited them. I
limit.
mean, we want to answer their questions and I've never limited anybody to how many questions they could ask.
So I thought there was an opening period and a closing. All right. You have an opportunity to speak. Once that has happened, we end that segment.
I see what you're saying, Andrew.
That's what I can remember before. It seems like she was just in on our discussion as a commissioner. She's not a commissioner.
I see exactly what you're
Yeah.
saying, and I think it was, we saw that a lot when we were doing the in-person meetings.
Asking questions about his taxes, and it doesn't seem appropriate to me.
I agree with Andrew.
I agree.
Yeah, that was a kind of an odd question. That's not their concern.
I agree, Andrew, and thank you for bringing that up. I'll make sure to make note of that. We won't, not to let it happen again.
I do remember one transfer of ownership. And there was a line of people at the lectern who did not want the pack. It was for a package store in Mason Square, actually. And they didn't want the package store there. And I said, this is a transfer of ownership unless you are speaking on the character of the proposed manager of record, you have no input to this. And every single person who walked up to the lectern said they didn't want the package store there. And I had to stop them and say, you don't get to decide that. You have to, Mr. Smith here, do you have something bad to say about Mr. Smith's character, why he shouldn't be a manager of record? No. Okay, then you have to sit down. That's the only thing you get to weigh in on here. The package store is staying. It's there, it's staying there. You don't have input to that. So that was an uncomfortable meeting. And there was a lot of people who just kept getting up and saying the same thing. I had to keep stopping them. Nope, you can't just say you don't want a package store there because it's already there.
Yeah, so, I think it was our fault to let her carry on. We just need to be more aware on that type of scenario and stop that. And
Also say that they never received a copy of the payment plan was disingenuous as well, because I wrote the plan, they signed the plan, we keep a copy and we give them a copy. So I don't know where it went, but they got a copy after they signed the plan and made the down payment. So
Is that you?
Okay.
Just Vanessa, there is a bar report that I think was included in the agenda. Late.
A bar report? I didn't receive it.
no,
I didn't see it.
Yeah,
No.
Barry, were you prepared for that one or no? I guess we'll go to the next meeting.
Yeah, we didn't receive it.
I didn't see nothing for,
Nope.
Yeah, and it's not on the agenda either.
Barry, were you under the impression that we were going to be reviewing a violation report?
I don't even recall do you know which report that was, Attorney Paul?
I was in the office earlier today and I had read it. I thought Edna had sent out a late addition to the packet.
Yeah, there were none listed on the agenda, so I didn't look at any. I don't recall off the top of my head if I sent any in the last 2 weeks.
All right.
Okay. If you don't have it, I guess we can't review it.
All right.
I guess so, yeah.
Unless you want to read it to us word by word.
No, I don't want to do
No,
that.
Okay. Anything else?
No.
No. Then I make a motion to adjourn at 6:45 PM.
Second?
Commissioner Cade,
Yes.
Commissioner Singleton,
Yes.
Commissioner D'Angelo Antonio,
Yes.
Commissioner Ramirez,
Yes.
Commissioner Espinosa, yes. Thank you. Have a good night, everyone.
Night.